17-year-old teenager went into the Gurdwara complex, took 2 Gurdwaras, and apparently started hurting people. Now, it's unclear if he had the swords before he got in or if he picked them up from the Gurdwara side and tried wielding it. No one knows. But the Sangha intercepted, caught the guy. Everything's okay, I guess you can say, but some were harmed. The story's gone quiet because the kid's a minor. He's 17 years old. You're not going to hear anything about this for a very long time. Minors are protected until the judge chooses to disclose their name to the public. What's up, people? Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. We are in plain t-shirts. Plain t-shirts, that's what I'm saying. Plain t-shirt Janes. Love it.
It's not it's not unusual for me, but it's unusual for you.
It is a little bit, yeah. I thought I'd tone it down a bit, you know?
You're a t-shirt lover, aren't you?
I look like I'm using your t-shirt today.
That's true. You are a t-shirt lover and
you have the same,
jacket lover.
I am. You have the same colour. And I'm sitting there thinking, if he jumps on this fucking call with that colour shirt on, I'm going to lose my mind.
It's happened before, isn't it?
Because you have less distance to cover compared to me, right? You can just go next door. I've got to go up a flight of stairs. You know, Everest, it's a bit difficult.
Explain what Everest is to people.
Everest is what Gurdon calls my 2 flights of stairs in my house.
Because?
I don't know. Why? Because he hasn't got leg gains, that's why. Okay.
Wow. See, this is the talk of a very jealous man when he sees my calves. It's nothing to do with leg gains. It's to do with...
It's to do with your cardiovascular health. That's what it's to do with.
Not to do with that either. When you were buying the house, you did the survey. When was the circa creation of this house?
Oh, I can't remember, mate. It's an old Victorian house, so...
Right.
Yeah.
And so back in the day, for some reason, they thought, you know what? Obviously, gyms didn't exist, so you had to incorporate the gym into the car, huh? Car de vich gym banata.
No. There is a dormer on top, innit? So the previous owners clearly built a dormer to go up the second flight of stairs.
Right. So they, in their infinite wisdom, so Boarding should be at this, you know, all this debate that's happening about Trump and the angle of the slope. You know, it's funny. I was watching, you know, the shooter that was on the slope, yeah.
Oh,
so initially they were like, yeah, we couldn't, you know, our operators couldn't get up there because the slope was too angled, right? And then this guy comes on. I think he's one of the what do you call them, senators, right? And he's grilling the Chitul, the director, the former director. He basically got this diagram, right? You know, like with a protractor, and he's got the angle. He's like, it's this many degrees. This is less than a ramp used for a wheelchair. He's like, you could get a wheelchair up this slope, and the world's fittest man. And you know how Americans like so like
over the top dramatic.
It's just like, are you like, is this real? This looks like Judge Rudy or whatever.
Rudy Giuliani.
Rinda. Yeah. It looks like a TV show. And I was like, wow, this is real. But anyway, so your previous owners in the infinite wisdom built the body, not like this.
Thank you.
Yes. So, but the irony, the oxymoron, if you want, is when you ascend to Everest and expend the time, because you're like, you know what? If I get up there, I've made it, I've survived.
It's cooler.
I'd be blessed with Tand. No, because he rises in the house, and that thing is like a tawa.
Listen, in the winter, it is very cold up there. So technically, for half the year, your hypothesis is correct. The other half of the year, it turns into going towards the equator. That's what it's like, okay?
All I'm going to say is whether it be your previous flat, whether it be this house, my experience of your house is just blistering heat. But alas, the last time I came prepared with my pakka. Yeah, buddy. But then I got into the room very late and said, Indy, where is the plug point, Salia? You got a plug point next to Kobe in the middle of nowhere on that wall that has no function.
Yes.
And then when I need one, and then to be fair, Indy's credit, I don't know, I went somewhere for 2 minutes. I came back and the 6 hench, you know, like podcast level.
You know what it is? I went into the mental inventory in my head thinking, where can I get this guy a plug extension?
Yeah, and then bang.
Ooh, we need to talk about all our things together. We'll touch on that and what's happening
now.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We've got lots to fill you in on, man. Me and Goran have been active. Even though we've had a week off technically, but we are very active.
I can't remember last time we did a pod. Was it virtual? Was it
it was the guest one we had.
But last one, you and me?
Before that, it was... You asked for a week off, so it was before that.
Yeah, and you graciously...
It was during the World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just before England were going to play in the final.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I remember that. Indy graciously gave me a week off. He granted me some annual leave.
2.
So even in the podcasting, yeah. Sorry, it'll always
Just to
hold that
prove.
with me.
2, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
And you want another one in a few weeks, yeah? Okay.
Tough for the kid. Oh, yeah. We're doing our
Oh,
scheduling.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're doing our scheduling, and I was like, what did I say to you? I've been a bit silly. I said, I'm a bit stupid. As I said something, and I put in brackets,
And then I
I'm
was
sorry
about to
for
say,
being
yes,
stupid.
you are stupid.
Yeah, but see how I got there first. I was like, I'm stupid. Sorry for that. But this one
Well
might
done.
be a bit difficult because I won't be here, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Bloody hell.
give the people what they want. Get Sanj on. You and Sanj have a,
Low key, me and Sanj actually discussed this. We discussed,
Go on, what
should we
you
do an episode? We could do.
Oh, Mr. and
We very
Mrs.
much could
episode.
do. In that week after you're not here, but
Get the producer on, right? Everyone wants to know who's calling the shots, right? To give you a level of how involved Sanj is, right? A couple of weeks ago, put a story up, right? Day after President Trump got shot and the assassination attempt. This is kind of like history level news. It's going to be in history books. Kids, you will learn about this in school. Take it. Sanj comes in. I don't understand this story. I said, what do you mean? Do you actually not understand it? She's like, no, I understand it. I don't understand the value of this story.
absolutely.
And I thought, you know what, spot on. And to see the differences, and this is where this is clear bias. If you give me that feedback, I'm like, listen, you tosspot, just don't talk to me, right? It will trigger me. Whereas when Sanj gives it, I'm like, oh, thank you for taking the time to give me the feedback.
You're such a
And
twat.
I know. Listen, it's not rational and it's not right. I'm
So
just
hang
saying how I
on.
feel.
Hang on.
Yeah.
If I have a problem, are you saying I should go through Sanj to say it to you? Is that what
No,
you're
but
saying?
I know it's coming from you then. I'm just saying genuinely when Sanj says something.
You're giving
You
me
know what it is?
ideas here. Are you sure you want to play with this?
You know what it is? Sometimes, because we spend so much time together, there was an element with both of us of the boy who cried wolf. So a lot of
What
the
do
time,
you mean
me
the
and
boy
you
who
guys-
cried wolf? What are you on about?
As in, we can give each other feedback, but sometimes we're just being banterous with each other. So sometimes I just ignore it. I'm just like, just shut up, man. Or you can say, shut up, man. Whatever. That's just us. But
No, but
when
I
she
never
came
say
in-
shut up, man. I just sit there like, okay. But I never tell you to shut up. I listen to it. I'm like, Chal.
Bro, when you get triggered, come on.
No,
We've
I
been
say
th-
to you, Chal.
We've
I
been
say
through
to
these.
you, Chal.
No.
Or I say okay, or I say sure, or thumbs up. Those are my 4 points where I'm like, I can't be
in
asked
person.
Right now.
No. The ultimate, the usly, the elite level of Indy pissed offedness, the precursor to his full Pompeii eruption is. What do you think with this size? And the nod. Say it. Go and do it.
I don't do the nod. I just
Go
say,
do
what
it.
do you think, man? All right, and that's it. There you go.
And the thing is, I've had it happen to me, rare, but I've been third person witness, right? Like through the scope, watching him do it to Sanj. And then you see Sanj's eyes, which is like the story I put out today with that toy. It's like, yeah. So feedback, man.
So
Anyway.
going forward, I should have any questions I want raised to
Grievances.
you to be accepted. I should go through Sanj to
No,
say.
you should always be directing to me. No,
Okay,
just to
I should speak
clarify, it's
directly.
not everything you say to me pisses me off. It's just
Oh, okay. I thought you made it fucking sound like that. All right, you need to clarify your words.
I can see why you thought that. If I am already at a threshold point because of other unrelated indie stuff,
And how am I meant to know that?
obviously you're not, right? And then you come in like, by the way, can you do this? I'm like, listen, mate, I got 50 other things to do, and you want to come in with a little choo-choo thing here.
Wait, hang
not-
on.
it's not your
What
fault. It's
50
not your
other
fault.
pod things are you doing, buddy?
No,
That's-
not
that's
pod things. I didn't say pod
Oh,
things. I got
life,
50
life.
other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're coming in with this
we
little
all
thing.
have we all have life, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You been paid yet?
You are not unique, Faji.
You been paid yet?
Of course I haven't been paid yet. I get paid in the first.
Okay. There you go. I'm going to put it in my calendar now.
I'm being honest with you, I get paid in the first, all right?
Man, fine. There you go. It's fine. Okay. The thing we do each month with the expenses, I'm just going to now do it on that day because there's no point doing it before, is there? You know, you used to chase me. You've muted yourself. I think you've done it intentionally, maybe? No, you haven't done it
No,
intentionally.
unintentional. I was just moving the mic stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. No, I'm going to move it back. Apologies.
Okay. Yeah, you just do that.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it then, because then I just realized after our last conversation, there's no value me doing it early. Is there? You're like, well, I can't do anything about that. I'm like, okay, then, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, great conversation. Great. Okay.
Yeah. You know, in America, they get paid twice in the month sometimes.
Twice in a month, you mean
The first
like
and the
half pay?
15th.
No,
Yeah.
half pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you know what it is?
That would piss me off though, but yeah.
I have different sources of income, but my hospital is paid weekly. It's actually a really nice feeling. Every Friday is like, woo, payday.
Yeah, because
So
you're a contractor,
nice
that's
too.
why. Contractors always get paid on Fridays, yeah.
But then my other work is like a monthly, so I get that kind of. That's on the 15th.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got a bit of both. But yeah,
Should we jump into not the confessions? Let's keep the flow from last time, you know?
I have a question.
Well, I'm gonna go into my slogan after you burp and cough in my ear. So let's do it. Hanji Paji. So, bit of a serious topic. The Sikh community has been under a little bit of siege, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot's been going on. We took 2 weeks off at clearly a bad time. So we, Curran. Anyway, less of the digs. Let's go back to the story.
Wow.
So, okay. Number one, the attack that happened at Gravesend Gurdwara. For those that didn't know, there was an incident at Gravesend Gurdwara. Apparently an attempted stabbing. No one was killed, but there were a few injured people. 17-year-old teenager went into the Darbar complex, took 2 Gurdwaras, and apparently started hurting people. Now, it's unclear if he had the swords before he got in or if he picked them up from the Darbar side and tried wielding them. No one knows. But the Sangha then intercepted, caught the guy. Everything's okay, I guess you can say, but some were harmed. What I found out is the story's gone very quiet. Now, my thoughts are the story's gone quiet because the kid's a minor. He's 17 years old. You're not going to hear anything about this for a very long time.
There's a law, isn't there?
Yeah, minors are protected until the judge chooses to disclose their name to the public.
Yeah, we've just seen that now with what's happening in Southport as well. Exact same.
Correct.
Thing.
Yeah, exact same thing. So I thought, and that's how I connected the dots. I was like, the story's gone really quiet, and then that's why, because you're not going to hear anything about it. So there you have it. Very random. No one understands the motive or what fully happened. You get a few eyewitness statements.
I mean, you were DMing someone, weren't you? Who was, I think, was
I DM'd someone, but here's the thing: I can never verify it. And if the guy's listening, I'm sorry, bro. I'd love to share your story, but I don't know if you're telling the truth or not, and I don't want to spread misinformation or lies. So you can tell me, and I'll listen to it, but I'm not gonna tell the public because I don't feel like that's the right and responsible thing to do. Yeah,
it's one of those things where every Gurdwara in the world has Shastra. Shastra is very much part of our...
And it's on display normally as well.
Maryada, yeah, it's right there in front of Maharaj. But it's obviously all ceremonial, right? It's clearly not meant to be wielded by somebody from the outside. Now, I guess in the event that there was an attack on the Gurdwara, then maybe somebody could use it for self-defense. But outside of that, it's one of those where I guess we're so normalized to seeing Shastra. Think of it like a gun, right? I think that's probably if we think of them as guns.
I think a better analogy for you is think of the knife crime in the UK, and theoretically on paper, those are seen as knives on the same level in terms of violence in the UK. Yeah,
no, that wasn't the point I was trying to make. No, it was more like swords are, let's say, a bit more medieval. It's like, imagine if we went to Gurdwara and we just saw guns instead of the Shastra, like AK-47s, and there was just like guns there, right?
Yeah.
But like, even still, like growing up going to Gurdwara, for us, it's just very normal. We're like, yeah, that's fine. We would never think that somebody would come and do that. Like, the potential has always been there for something like this to happen. And I don't think this is the first instance of it happening. But then it makes me think, and when we come on to the second story, you're going to share as well, also in Gravesend, I think. It just makes me think that obviously Gurdwaras are obviously very self-governing. You have the Sevadars who run it and things and close the Gurdwara and stuff. But we don't have, security as such. I don't know if religious places, masjids or churches or mandirs, do they operate and they have security? I don't know.
Not really, no, but I don't think many other dharms have Garbana out like that openly, where people can just reach over and get it if they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there should be a different, maybe there should be a bit of a discussion around that with what should happen in this emergency scenario in the future.
Yeah, it's definitely worth.
It's worth evaluating.
I agree with that.
Maybe having some safety guidelines for the future, or maybe a act and react kind of thing. However, getting that implemented and changed across the whole of the UK is different. There's people who move from Gurdwara to Gurdwara, but if you make it standardized, you could do something. I'm sure all the Gurdwara are part of
There is a way.
A commission, is that correct?
So, for example, there was I'm not going to name the person, but there was a particular Pacharak who's predominantly based in India. You actually know who I'm talking about because you've seen some of the interesting travel videos where they visit Steve Owen's park and things. So all the general secretaries, let's say, or the Jataras of the UK Gurdwara actually most of them got together and basically said, this person is not allowed to do Prachar on any UK stage. So there is the ability on a national level for Gurdwara to come together and discuss things like this. And I think it would be a good thing to be like, okay, how do we respond to this, were this to happen? What's the standard response? And do we need to implement some kind of a safety measures?
Protocol? Yeah,
I mean, again, this is just completely top of my head. I'm not thinking from a feasibility point of view, but in the way, like say you're in the Louvre, like they're showing films and somebody's trying to rob a diamond and you press a button and like things come down around. Imagine.
Yeah, and you want to try to go to a full complex.
I said it's not feasible, but I'm saying, where the Shastra are, imagine when you've done Sukhasan Maharaj has gone to Sachkhand, then there's a way of maybe covering the Shastra. Because I guess when Sangat are there, it could still happen. Now I know Gravesend Gurdwara is massive. That's the other thing. So although there were people in Gurdwara itself, I don't know how many people are actually in the Bar Sahib itself.
Correct. Because those flights of stairs are pretty high.
They're big. Yeah. They're very big. I think I've only been there once.
If you think mine's Everest, that's Kilimanjaro, mate. Okay.
But it is. It's not
very shallow steps.
It's graduated. There's there's a bit.
You could jump down like 9 of those steps if you hold onto the banister. Yeah, you could.
Bro, you don't do those things in Gurdwara, man.
No, I'm not saying you can't. You should, but I'm saying you can.
I know you think you're Spider-Man.
The steps are very shallow because they've done that for the elderly people. It's a smart thing to do.
Miles,
less pressure on the knees.
I understand.
When you step each time to go up the steps, it's a very well architecturally laid out Gurdwara. I can say that.
Okay. And I have to tell you, that's not appropriate for a grown man of your stature to be jumping around in Gurdwara. Like, just don't do it, Spider-Man. Spider Singh.
Listen, I'm not saying I will do it, but I'm saying if the need was there, I would. Okay.
Okay, Spidey Singh. Yeah, that's not feasible, but some way of maybe protecting Shastra, or, for example, is now I don't know this, and I don't know what the specific Maryada is for this. But perhaps when Maharaj again has gone to Sachkhand, maybe the Shastra are placed in like not an armory, but like a safe room. And then the Shastra are displayed when Maharaj again.
But did this happen at the end of the entire days? What's the word I'm looking for here?
Yeah, Sukhasan, which is the Aramb, finish.
So when everything's finished?
Yeah.
Was that when this all occurred?
Well, I'm not sure. That would be, my feeling would be that, because otherwise there'd be Sangat, wouldn't they, around. But there's nothing, you're right, there's nothing to stop.
Yeah, but even if you have Sangat, like, I'm not being funny. If you have an active, a more mobile person compared to somebody that's an older person, they can't do anything.
True, and it depends on how many people are there. Yeah, if there's 1 or 2 people. And the thing is, you don't assume when somebody's coming in, I guess the first thing would be, if somebody doesn't matha take, that's a bit weird. But you don't expect someone to come in to just pick up like that. You're not thinking that when you're going to Gurdwara, so therefore you wouldn't necessarily know how to react. But yeah, there definitely needs to be a discussion because there could have been definitely a lot more potential harm here.
Correct.
So yeah, that's not going to. I remember back when 2011, I think the riots were happening.
Yes.
And we had so our local Gurdwara, we had provision like there was a apparently imminent threat that there were going to be fires like on the car park of the Gurdwara.
Yeah, I remember that. There were fires going down west from High Street. Yeah,
and Edrishi Gurdwara I think did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like Barney ready to part the fires. We had the gate locked. Gurdwara's in lockdown. There were us guys just like with sorting on things, just like on rota patrolling.
There were some really nice stories back then as well. I know we're going off tangent, but there was some nice stories of
the mosque.
What was it?
The Sikhs protecting the mosque.
Sikhs protecting the mosque so the Muslims could go and pray, which I thought was actually super cool, man. I thought that was really nice.
We're all human, man.
So there you have it, man. That was an interesting story, and no one really understands the motive or what happened. We probably went for a long time, but people asked us to cover it. We have. there's not much really more we can say, except maybe they should look and explore provisions around what to do in that situation in the future, how to prevent it. Maybe as a community, we should all come together and maybe put together or propose some kind of protocol. Yeah. Garen, anything to add?
I'm just thinking who to actually speak to. I think Harvey would be a good person to speak to first.
Listen, Harvey's our go-to Pradhan for everything. Everything Sikh related is Harvey.
Yeah.
Okay. However, I cannot keep giving the guy messages saying, "Hey, can you give me an answer for this all the time?"
But here's the problem.
The man has a family. Okay.
Design a solution, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Next thing. Scunthorpe Gurdwara was, I wouldn't say attacked, but someone tried to steal the Golak out of there. The CCTV footage was leaked all over Twitter. That made it to Reddit. And somebody tried to pick up the Golak and walk out with it. Now, a couple of things struck my mind. Number one, I didn't know Golaks were that easily removable.
Exactly my thought. Because when you look at a Golak,
they look like they're glued down.
They're bolted down.
They're bolted.
And I know, obviously, like on a Sunday when they're getting the Maya, they have the chubby and then they open it and they're fine. I know about that. But it doesn't look movable. It looks like it looks like, an anchor on a ship.
Yes.
It looks. And then the other thing is, even if it wasn't, if it's full of Maya I mean running here, surely that's got to be very heavy to lift. Unless that's already happened at the end of the day in this video, in which case he's not really.
Especially if they went through all that effort and they're like, "Oh, it's really light. Oh, I guess we've got to just see this through now. Chal, run."
Yeah, and then there's nothing in there. What was the other point you're gonna make? So
go on. But they didn't make it very, very far. That was my other point. They were stopped, and it was returned, and I think they got away. I think there was an exact statement released by the Gurdwara in Scunthorpe, Gurdwara Scunthorpe, saying regarding social media posts of an attempted theft of a Golak from the Gurdwara Sahib, nothing was taken from the Gurdwara Sahib as the people involved were disturbed. We have stepped up security and added additional preventative measures that have been implemented. We are enhancing security protocols and urge all other Gurdwara, especially in smaller towns where less Sangat is present, to upgrade the security too.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. Which I thought was a very well-worded statement.
Yeah, and again, it's gone.
I wonder how that footage got leaked first.
Did it look CCTV-esque, no?
CCTV, which means somebody went in the back and took that out and thought this has to go on social media. Even though at that point it had been solved and sorted.
Yeah, but creating the awareness of we're talking about it and other Gurdwara
creating awareness for sure is cool.
But that could potentially happen. And
I personally would have released that from like a Gurdwara's own page instead of maybe sending it to Bear of the People and then somebody got a hold of it and put it out, right?
It's true.
Because that's a more official way to sort of announce it.
Yeah, people just want the most direct thing and then it goes viral. Look what's happened with the the Manchester stuff.
Yeah.
Things getting leaked.
Genuinely is fastest finger first. It's like who can hit post first. And that's
do you remember what's his name? Lockdown scandal, health minister get off his aid. Yeah, that video. He's just getting off with his aid.
He's groping up his missus.
Yes. No, not his missus. His aid.
Sorry, his mistress.
Yeah.
Just full on chitted grabbing as well.
He's like,
left, right.
Go ahead. Yeah. I'll show you, yeah.
Flipping now.
Metten code vaccine now, yeah.
Social distancing, yeah. Anyway, that was a wild time. Going back to this story. Again, if you had the same security protocols in place, it's fine. However, people have been saying on Twitter, on Reddit, in smaller places like Scunthorpe, you don't have much Sangat there during the day anyway. So it makes it more susceptible to an attack like that. So it's more difficult to step up enhanced security protocols when you've not got
for them,
people there present.
You need security measures which are not people dependent, i.e. you need like a
bolting it down to the
system.
Floor.
Yeah, exactly. Something which is like, okay, you're not going to be able to get this.
Go on, cough it out, Baji. There you go. Ikor, Jornamar. There you go.
No, I'm done. Calm down. Okay. I'm not an animal. It was funny that I forgot what the button was. I was like looking like, oh no.
Which side?
Continue. But yeah, I do, and the next level up I do think about is in the same way, somebody could go into a shop and then threaten the shopkeeper to open the till. You could theoretically do that with a Golak as well.
Yeah, but that's long, isn't it? Like if you're going into that Scunthorpe Gurdwara there and doing it, there's no one around to threaten
That's probably a good thing
in
as
that
well.
video.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
who are you gonna hold someone to ransom?
Yeah. It's just again the the potential of that, and I think we should probably implement, if you don't have gates, depending on the size of Gurdwara, then some sort of shutter system or the cage system for the window. Just things that are just not people dependent. If you can't have like guards or whatever, Like, you go to India. What do they have in India? They have actual guards with like spears. It's like, you come here, we'll put this through you, and no one's going to say shit. And it's like, okay, not doing that.
Because I'm thinking in my head, what makes someone want to go and do that? Like the Sikh community have always given back to people. We've been very respectful. We
That's
don't
true.
tend to do that or
That is
engage in any
true.
shenanigans.
But then I think cost of living, someone's very desperate. They don't know much about Sikh community, and they're just like, oh, we've been told, like, when there are obviously people who know nothing about Sikhi, right? And they're just like, oh, there's like just bare money there, and someone just told them like, it's an easy job. Compared to some people, you're right, where they're like, oh yeah, you can have free food here every single day, and they they actively go and do that. So,
which some people do, and I'm like, have at it, man. That's what it's there for.
That is the purpose. Yeah, that is the genuine purpose.
Yes. And what's mad is you see some Gurdwara and the amount of atta they have stacked up at the back. My lord, you look at it and think that is ungodly. How much you've got there? Like 20 stacks of elephant, 20 kilo atta. Right?
This is apocalypse is here, and we are
apocalypse is called Sunday there, man. The amount of footfall, honestly, it's crazy. Right, you sit there and see how many people were helping out, how many people were churning this through, putting it all in. It's amazing. And it never goes. I wonder if it goes Krav.
No idea. It's the concept of Langar is, on one side you could be like, this is the most. I'm going to use the word basic, but not basic in a derogatory sense. Let's call it simple, but simple.
Correct. I think simple is a less. It's a word that hasn't been bastardized yet, basically.
Yeah, simple is elegant, right? Let's say that. But that's the beauty of it. It's survived since inception, since Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. It's universal. No one goes hungry. Doesn't matter which Gurdwara you go to. And the thing is, again, we have a certain UK experience of what Langar is, which is very different to the India experience of Langar is. But it doesn't matter. You go to any Gurdwara, especially in India, you sit down, the thal comes to you, prashada ji, dal ji, and it never comes.
How come it's different in India versus over here?
Well, traditionally, one is the whole tables and chairs thing situation, right? So that's definitely a more Western approach to things. Traditionally, you sit on the floor for Langar. So here we have the kind of buffet system. Where there it's very much, it's made in the kitchen, and then you have the sevadars who come around. Like, for example, if you go to Albury Gurdwara, they still have that system. Where you sit down on the floor, you get the sings that come, and they have the massive tati, like the daku bandana thing, and they're coming around like, Sagji. The Sag there is amazing. Albury Gurdwara, I have to say.
Elite level, yeah.
Elite level. Sag there, Sag's all road. Very good Sag.
Shout out to the Vidbi on there, man.
Yeah. And it just, it comes around. And that's, Sohrod's a bit of a hybrid. They have tables, but the Langar still comes to you as well. So, yeah, just an amazing, beautiful thing that Guru Nanak Dev Ji created.
So, yeah. I hope some propositions are put forward to protect Gurdwara going into the future, and there are ways in which this can be combated correctly. What I do worry about is the places that do have lower footfall of Sangat people present, etc., to help out. Even though this is intercepted, what's to say it couldn't happen again? So you get a warning shot, you can now kind of work off the back of it. Let's hope something's put forward and done about it. Anyone's got any suggestions, please comment and let us know. We'll happily pass them on to any relevant organisation that gets in touch, I guess.
Do you think there's a discussion or case to be made that sometimes in very, small vicinities, you've got too many Gurdwara.
That's a different topic, because if you've got too many Gurdwara in one place, it would imply that there is enough Sangat to keep them all running.
You'd think it's more, and that you think that was the reason. The reason more so tends to be, I'll give you also an example. You've got, I'd say, Karma Gurdwara, which is kind of the mainstay Gurdwara, which say, let's say, the moderates go to, right? And then you have these other kind of secular, smaller Gurdwara where you have people who are more spiritual, more Sikhi tend to go to, but much smaller Gurdwaras, much less funded. And I think that's the reason why it tends to think up. But I'm thinking more from a safety point of view. If you had more, like what they're doing in hospitals now, right? They're building more super hospitals. Like
if you have a super Gurdwara, is that what you're saying? Like a bigger complex?
Like the Gravesend, or what's that one we went to? Kenny's part? What was that
The one opposite Galassi Junction.
Good reference point, yeah. That one.
Listen, there are 4 Gurdwara more than 4 in Southall. So you have to pick and choose. There was the one by the tube station. The one by the tube station opposite Galassi Junction.
What's the one with the beautiful...
I know the one you're on about. Yeah.
Havelock Road? Is that Havelock Road? Park
Might
Road?
Might be. West Londoners are screaming into their phones right now.
Yeah. What? You guys know nothing.
We're from Birmingham. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you should sort of know. You should sort of know. I don't know.
I know there's 2 Gurdwara on the main road in Ilford that confuse people all the time.
Sing?
So yeah.
Sing? Ilford.
Ilford.
No. Ilford. Get it? You do a really good impression. Get it?
Ilford. Bye.
भाई मैं उत्थे ही जाना PhD करनी है
उत्थे गया सी तू किथे गया सी मैं उत्थे गया सी
Punjabi lessons are coming in handy, aren't they?
Thanks, mate.
What's bone in Punjabi, Indy?
Haddi.
Good. Yeah. You retained. It still makes you laugh, doesn't it?
You know why? Because I was in a WhatsApp group with Bal's friends from uni from early, and they would use that phrase derogatory all the time. And every time I hear it, I think back to those funny ass messages I used to get. Yeah. And
then when we were recording content, like serious content,
I had to stop and laugh. Yeah, sorry.
You fell over on the floor, and I was like, I'm doing medical stuff here.
Couldn't help it. Sorry, man.
Yeah. So there you go, mate.
Such is life.
Such is life.
Right. Would you like to ask a question? Have you got a question?
Let's go to thingy confessions.
Wait. I do have a question. Okay.
Oh, is that not your question?
No. I actually have like a normal day-to-day question.
Oh, right. Then do that. We'll save mine because we've already done a bit on...
So hear me out, yeah? A girl at my workplace comes in, Gordy. Never seen... Okay. How do I propose this? Let's say this, all right? I think there's a Gordy at my workplace that has never had roti and dal or any sort of scooping or eating with her hands.
No.
She came to work.
No. Pause. Let's clarify. Has she ever gone for an Indian? Are you saying she's never had Indian food?
I think she's gone for an Indian, but I don't think she has used her hands to eat the food.
As in she's using cutlery. Okay, fine.
Let me explain why. This buddy comes into work and she's had her nails done. When she was talking and I saw her nails, there were visible yellow tinges at the end. Haldi. And I thought, why have you painted the edge of your nails yellow? Were you eating dal? No, she just had them styled that way.
Sorry, intentional.
So I'm thinking, for us guys, that's like, we need to get the nimble Barney, clean that out quickly. Yeah. Shout out to Karan for telling me that absolute life hack. Yeah. Nimble Barney, to get rid of it, it comes out clean. She paid for someone to paint her nails yellow tips at the end. Either you haven't got many Desi friends to even tell you about this problem, or you've never eaten Indian food with your hands. Bus.
All right, questions. Is she single?
No, married.
Wow.
Sorry, engaged.
Okay, but so somebody likes this look. What are we talking? Are we talking acrylics? Are you talking like these are nails have been put on or just painted, or what was it?
You know what? I'm not the guy to sort of figure that out. I think they might.
Were they longer than they normally?
They weren't massive, but they were like a little bit long. So maybe you can get acrylic stuck on the end. You're asking a banda about types of nails. I don't know. And Sanj doesn't get nails in that way. She does them herself.
Yeah, it's not somebody who's just painted them.
No, like she must have sat there under the whole nails and then the whole, mask where you have to have the smells and all that. Yeah. Talk about
Yellow
your
tips.
life.
Yellow tips.
Yellow tips, bro. Like literally as yellow as your top.
Wow. I mean, is there any bigger turnoff?
I'm not trying to get turned on here.
No, but I'm saying, could they, like, you saw that, say you're single and you see that and you're just like, ugh, Haldi hands intentionally. Ugh. Then you know where your head goes. You're like, if she did it on her hands, has she done it on her?
Has she washed?
No. Has she done it on her?
Toes. Oh, to
Yes.
match. Yellow tips on the toes, yeah.
And he's like, nahi. Like dipping those toes in the dal.
Oh, God.
Indy, get those toes in the dal.
When people metaphorically say, I dip my toes in it, I'm like, that's got a whole new meaning to me now, mate, yeah? Jeez.
So how did the conversation go?
There was a conversation. I just saw this person have that. And then I spoke to my Desi colleague and I said, have you noticed X person's nails? And they said, yes, but I didn't know if they were like intentional. And then I realized they were intentional. I'm like, so we had the same train of thought. All right, cool, great. Same thought, right? I'm not going mad.
Universal Desi experience. There you go.
We've all been through it, bro. But that was unhinged. I've never seen that before.
Haldi hands.
And yeah, kind of shows that you've got to eat with your hands, man. Eat with your hands is great. Shout out to Ishan as well. Ishan Akbar. He's put out a series about this on YouTube. Go check it out. It's called Eating with Your Hands, I think. Let me just find the exact name while Gunnan speaks, gone.
I was going to pose a question to you. Do you think eating with your hands necessarily enhances the eating experience and the quality and taste of the food?
Well, you should watch this documentary, Gunnan, and it will tell you. It's called Hands Down. Thank you.
Fine.
It's called Hands Down on YouTube.
I can watch that. But I'm asking you right now.
Akbar. I think it does. I think food tastes better when you eat with your hands. Regardless of any type of food it is. Like if I have a burger, it tastes better with hands than it does via a knife and fork. Because a knife and fork just feels sanitized as you're cutting into it, right?
You're right, but there are some burgers where you're like, this is not humanly possible.
Yes, I know it's not feasible and possible, but if you're eating crisps, you want to use your hands, innit? Like,
bro, who's talking about crisps? Who's going to use a knife and fork for crisps? Come on, don't be silly. Don't say silly things.
I'm giving an extreme example to take the piss. To help Gore relate that don't do this. I'm like, you eat crisps with your hands, you can eat the rest of other foods with your hands as well at the same time. It's not going to kill you. It tastes better. Try it.
I don't know, but you know my dad's technique, right? Which I've told you about before, the roll roti. Take a bite of the roti and have the thing.
That's fair, but that's for dari purposes.
Yeah. And dari purposes, and it's definitely more efficient.
And he's still eating with his hands.
Yeah, the roti.
Right, he isn't cutting off a burki, folding it up, and then getting a knife and fork, and then dipping it in like it's soup, and then putting it in. He's not doing that.
That would be something good, wasn't it? That'd be
insane.
There's an episode.
I'd look at your dad very differently if he did that. I'd be like, mustard, you know.
There's an episode of Seinfeld, Sanj. Please find this episode where
Gurdwara is coughing into the mic, yeah.
Where this trend starts going around where people like Mars bars, Snickers bars, they start eating it with a knife and fork, and it becomes a thing to do. So I haven't watched the episode. I tried it. It's okay. It's not bad.
You actually tried a knife and fork?
I tried it. Oh,
for fuck's sake.
It's not bad. It's quite elite.
You disappoint me, man.
Let me just point out. It's good to try things in life, Indy. It's good to have experiences. I tried doing a podcast. Look how that went.
Clearly very fucking well.
Very well. Very well when we started trying.
You mean you started trying? I was trying the whole time, you little bastard.
Do you want to make any effort today or next week or?
Yeah, just come in and be like, oh, I've had a long day. I was like, oh, really? Okay, yeah, tough times. Let's talk about how great Apple is. Woo, Apple, yay! That was the pod.
Oh, yeah, we did. We talked a lot about Apple.
Oh, God.
You know what's funny about the early days of the pod, right? I quickly realized, like, after 5 episodes when we've talked about everything we kind of know, you're like, oh, shit, man, I've talked about all the other things. You know, the live authentically and I'm authentic and, like, we've done all that.
You mean your Jazz Mavi stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
So you didn't need to do. Yeah.
No, not all. Other people like it.
There's a YouTube channel for that. There you go.
Oh, all right, mate. All right, sorry. Signpost Gurdwara. Piss off. It's not here on the podcast. Stop plugging it.
Listen, here. I dealt with those episodes, all right? We're not doing this again.
Very good, Mitra. Very good.
Right,
Mitra.
Ooh. Carved nails.
In
There we
general,
go.
in general, let's just round out the nail thing.
Yes, darling.
Obviously, I know you with Sanj, but when you think of a time before you were with Sanj,
Yes.
did nails factor into your attractiveness of a lady?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
It wouldn't be something I'd look at first. You probably pick up on it like second, third, fourth date. It wouldn't be a first date thing you pick up on.
Do you have a certain base minimum? All right, I'll give you the analogy. Sanj is used to the quality and standard of your beard. Okay, baseline, looks maintained. Da da da. Do you have a similar standard for Sanj's nails?
No, I don't care. Do what you want. Have them long, have them short. It's cool.
Fine, colored, uncolored. There's no preference or anything.
Yeah. She barely colors them, man. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Again, and then you exactly the same as Shindy, and you're, I presume, just used to that now.
Yeah, and Sanj has never been one to just go over the top with that. Because she's always thinking like, I'm gonna chip him anyway because you do Payday, you cook, etc. What's the point? And I thought, really fair.
She's like, yeah, because I'm not going to be doing that shit. So yeah, mate, you will be doing the Payday. That's right.
I mean, we do a lot of the house.
Listen, no, Indy. You have a garden to maintain, right? Saying you are doing salt spraying and you've got enough on your plate, all right? And I'm not even taking the piss. Man bought a house, having come from a flat, having come from a house where his dad maintained the garden, and he was like, what have I inherited? This minefield of never-ending problems.
Fuck my life. That's the exact words.
He's like, I want to dry my cuppa.
You know what's mad?
My hay fever goes on.
You know what's mad? Yeah, I'm gonna round this out. Okay, right? I'm gonna end the segment on
Indy's
this.
Okay,
going right?
in. Come on, Indy.
You have a long day at work, yeah.
Right.
Long day at work.
Long day.
Yeah?
You look at stupid nails.
You come home.
Haldi nails. You look at Haldi nails at work.
Yeah. Get triggered over Haldi nails. Yeah. You come home.
Right.
Pull up at yard. Yeah.
Right.
And your
wife's made gobi.
No. I haven't even got in the house yet. Right.
Go on.
But the front of the house that you just finished maintaining a month ago has the weeds coming through already, has bits of shit on it already, and I'm thinking, why? I've just done this
because your neighbor with that dirty ass skip that's been there for like 100 years.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone now. It's gone.
After my visit,
it's finally fucking gone. Yeah, Jesus, yes. Right? I rejoiced when it went. Honestly.
Very good. Acha.
Thank you. Right. Goodbye. Fucking weeds. All right. Yeah. Okay. Next segment. I'm pissed off now.
He's so pissed off. The weed man, the weed killer. Guys, when you come to our live show, just bring Indy Weed Killer.
Thanks. I take all Weedol donations. Okay. Next seg. Give me my jingle, bro.
Before you give the jingle, I'm just going to correct that phrase you used there to make it even more elite. Even though you're saying something mean to me, you said something mean, which is fine because it's funny. But I'm going to give you a better way of saying. You said "kanjar kam," right? Now I want you to replace that with "kanjara de kam."
Ooh, kanjara de kam.
Yeah, so it's the kam of the kanjars.
Are we keeping that in the pod?
Huh? Yeah, well, it's okay.
We'll keep that in the pod. There you go.
I'm saying to anyone else.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go.
I like it.
Punjabi for you today.
Why is that more elite than what I just said?
No, it's correct. That's how you say it. Kanjara de kam.
Oh, I said it wrong. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kanjar kam. Kanjar kam is like you said two words.
I just stuck them together.
Yeah, which you do like all the time. Utti di awaaj. Indy's like favorite. Utti di awaaj. Just like Indy, okay.
Yeah, at least those two words were two Punjabi words.
Awaaj. But the two words just has to be three. Awaaj uchi kar de. That's all you have to say. Utti di awaaj. Actually, you're using four words there that don't make any sense when the actual is just three.
No, uchi di awaaj. That's three.
Uchi di. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Awaaj uchi kar de.
Flipping out, doctor.
How are your Punjabi lessons going?
Oh, we're talking about that now. Okay, all right.
Well,
I've missed two so far.
Well,
because I've
great, isn't it? Intimidated by the kids.
But they're actually all right, to be fair. Quite impressed. Worksheets are useful.
Good.
Give you bits of homework to do. Excellent. I just need to find time to practice it. That's literally it. Because you can go through it and you can be like, yeah, I've got it all. You just got to keep trying and practicing and iterating on it. We're not going to practice it on air, but I'll bring.
I didn't say that.
I'll bring it with me this weekend, and we can maybe give it a little run through.
There's a special part coming for you, and you will see why when you see it.
Yes, there is.
This is what you've been waiting for. Confessions of Brown Monday.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing your voice after as well, Barry White. Appreciate that.
Barry White.
Jello, come on, give me the full kitch.
Shindy has made an astute observation, which
Shindy.
I cannot deny. And she's like, I think you have a secret hobby, a hobby that you don't claim to be a hobby, but needs to be brought into from your subconscious to your conscious mind and is your hobby, right? It may be a male universal hobby. It may be, but maybe I like it to a great extent. Do you want to take a guess before I tell
I'd
you
like to take many guesses at this. Is it, how am I going to piss my wife off today?
No, I think that's your hobby.
That is every man's hobby. Okay. How am I unintentionally going to piss my wife off today?
Oh, yeah, that's, come on, man. Like, literally, if you had £1 for every banda Punjabi man saying, मैं की कीता मैं की कीता तू बस दस मैनू what I am doing wrong तू दस मैनू मैं की कीता. You know, shout out to
you know what's mad about me and you, Karan, yeah? We don't drink.
Right.
We don't go out and do stupid pottekam. We're not out till late.
Yeah.
We still get shit sometimes. Fair enough, granted, it is a part of our actions, but we could be a lot worse. That's not saying much, but we could be a lot worse.
So, and I'll give you the thing. When Shindy's away from me and she comes back and has been around other people, when they've seen the comparison, you are great. When your wife goes to parties and sees all the pissheads in the view, very happy with you.
That's it. Great man.
Yeah, shout out to my receptionist at Heartland, yeah. So when people come to hospital, obviously you have a lot of people whose English isn't their first language, right? And there's like a glass, and then they're checking in and they'll ask them like, what's your symptom, right? And I was standing there speaking to other receptionists and I was listening to her. She's like, UK born, Punjabi. She's like, what your problem is? And the guy on the other side didn't understand the question. And I said to her, I was like, I think maybe he doesn't understand the question. Maybe you just say like, what is your problem? And she was like, no, I'm trying to sound like them. And I was like, I think he gets it. He's confused by you trying to... What your problem is?
She tried to code switch and completely backfired.
But like the word play is all wrong and like dropping words. It's like you trying to talk Punjabi sometimes. And I was like, no. I was like, just sounding, you know, when your brain hears it, you're like, what are you trying to say? Just like ask it normally, man. I think he gets it. I think he
because he's thinking, wait. Are you less literate than me?
It was so funny to watch. Oh shit, man. Right, so Maggie Gita, yeah, every man. And then the response from the wife. Tu ki nahi kita? What have you not done? And then that's when you know you're in the shit in it. You're like, yeah. It's not that though. That's not a hobby.
Okay,
it's
other
hobby.
Other hobby.
Gives me cushy.
Other hobby. Leaving your clothes out everywhere?
Does that sound like me and you?
Yes.
No, it does not.
Leaving your slippers out because you know your wife hates that.
Okay, these hobbies, it's a hobby that makes me happy. It's not something to piss Shindy off, man. You just stop.
Oh, okay.
Yours are all like Shindy focused, like, oh, I'm doing something to piss her off.
She asked. Okay.
Shindy leaves kapde out in the vid, okay? You saw before this podcast.
I was not going to say that. You said it, but now you've said it.
But you wanted to go there. Look at him. Now that you said it,
yeah. Okay, wait.
But let's caveat that when you have a child, Shindy's doing all Akam-related tasks. It's hard to find time to do her own tasks. Yeah. And so as a husband, I need to
clean up.
Take Akam like I did today, pre-pod, so she has time to do those her-centric tasks. So yeah, shout out to Shindy, man. Good wife.
The hobby.
The hobby.
Was I warm at all?
No, not at all. I like
beaches. I love you. Sorry.
Yeah, I like putting things in the bin.
Oh, you threw out something Shindy one?
No. Again, not Shindy related. It's not Shindy related. It's just like actual things that need to go in the bin. As in, let me be more specific, right? So we have 2 nappy bins in the house, right? I have to maintain them. I have to empty them. I have to rebag them, make sure they smell like semi-decent or whatever. Then obviously you have the bin collection day. And, you know, when Sanj came to my house, she's amazed, wasn't she, by the number of bins in our whole bin section. She was like, why are there so many bins? You know, why are there so many bins? I was like, well, just, you know, Warsaw, mate. Warsaw massive, isn't it? What was I going to say? So there's two parts to this. I do like throwing things away. The idea of cleaning for me is like sculpting. You don't need this. It's never been used. When I say throwing away, like charity, actually throwing away, burning, like whatever it might be, getting rid of stuff. I like that bit. But I actually like, you know, like when you get an Amazon box and the Amazon box is done, you get your Stanley knife and you chop where the thing is and you flatten it and then you neatly fold it and then you put it into the bin. I love doing that.
that's you. That is, yeah. I do not do that.
Yeah, I love doing that, man. And then, so she was like, you really like doing it. So now, sometimes, so I have these special shoes, which I use just to nip in, nip out to like the drive or to the garden.
Yeah, yeah,
kind
Crocs.
of fake, my fake Crocs. Yeah, you've seen them, right? And
fake Crocs, aka Fox. But yeah.
All right, I like that. It's got good play on words.
I mean, you didn't. Okay. Okay.
When she sees them in the vicinity of the door, she'll be like, "You're going to the bins, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're very happy about going to the bins, aren't you?" I'm like, "I actually am. I like it because I'm doing a service. I really." I'm not saying no. I'm not saying you're saying you are saying.
That is Seva Singh, Karan.
But I mean,
are doing yourself a service.
Taking the bins out is
you don't get anything from that except for someone taking your bin out.
Do you know what? You know what I did once in my old house? I thought I was doing so much seva. I put the bins back for my neighbours the day before it'd been collected. And so the bins didn't get taken the next day. You know what's funny? I was young, right? I was like a teenager. I put them back. I was like, do you know what? I'm doing a nice thing. I'm doing such a nice thing right now. And then the next day, the bin just wasn't taken. I was like, oh, okay, sorry.
How did you find out?
Because I saw my neighbor outside and he was so confused. You know, opening the bins and he's speaking to my dad and he's like, I'll speak to the council. You know, they just didn't take our bins. I don't know, it might be racism. And he went down this whole line and I was like, bro, I was like, no.
Did you tell him?
No, mate, I was.
So you let him go down this post line of inquiry?
he moved then. He left the house. He's gone. I was like, okay.
He thought discrimination, really, it was his neighbor gaslighting him the whole time. Yeah. The neighbor's son gaslit me at my own neighborhood. All because he wanted to be Seva Singh.
Oh, shit.
Seva Singh really backfired there, bro.
He really did, man. And then, like, I told the story recently, and then the question that came out was like, didn't you feel that the bin was heavy when you were getting it back? I was like, I don't know. I think it was just full of, like, cushy in it. I was like, I'm doing a good thing here. I ignored everything else. And, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I just really like taking out the bins. And there's another story, actually, Indy. It's quite a
tangents galore today, mate. Yeah, go on.
Semi-private story, but you know what is the podcast if not that? When I was, let's say, primary school, and we would go to wedding receptions or jago events, hall parties, right? If I wasn't on the dance floor, the other thing I really like to do is when the cleaning team were cleaning the tables of the plastic plates and cups, I used to join them and go to tables and take stuff and put it in the black bags with them. I used to become a member of the team, thinking that was like my duty to do this. My seva. Yeah. And I remember that one time I did that. Like this, what I'm talking about is from this one memory. And because I'd done it, when I came home, Mom was like, "You can have extra time on the SNES, Nintendo."
Ooh.
She's like, "Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good." So you get extra time. I don't know why I did that.
What did you do?
Slightly.
What? Just the same thing again?
What do you mean?
You did the same protocol, and she just gave you extra time on the SNES. There was a special thing you did.
No. I mean, at that whole party or something.
Sure. And then the second time you did it, thinking you get the SNES again, and you didn't get it.
No. I'm just. It's the same at the same time. It happened on the day, and then I got the SNES time. I can't remember anything after that. I probably did it on other occasions. I can't remember. But I felt like they needed help. I don't know. I felt like I was there to help. I have no idea. Yeah.
But you wrote down your personal statement to get into medicine, didn't you?
What's funny about my personal statement, yeah, is the actual reason that I want to write is like, Sikhi
Listen, I
says
just
this.
want money in it, right?
No, Sikhi says this. No, hey, like super honesty time, yeah. So Sikhi says this about Seva. I want to do Seva, right? That's what I want to write. Second thing is, up until 6-1, my whole headspace was all dentistry. We've got a family full of
6-1?
dentists. Sorry. In
Year
Queen Mary's,
12.
we call that, yeah, first 6-1, 6-2, we call it.
Sixth
Sixth
form,
form.
yeah. We just call
Yeah,
it sixth
sorry.
form, like, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That was clearly Queen
Or
Mary's
lower
thing.
six, upper six, yeah.
Up until that point, it's all dentistry. Cousins are all dentists. Spent time with dentists on work experience, whatever. And true story, the year like before I was applying for UCAS and everything, and obviously deciding on medicine, I'm sitting at Harmandir Sahib doing Simran, and for whatever reason, it just comes to me in my head like you need to be a doctor and study medicine. And at that point, I changed. So I want to write these two things in my personal statement. I tell my dad this. My dad's like, no. And again, this is many, 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 many years later when I think about that advice. Because I asked him at times, like, why? And he's like, because they can think he's some sort of extremist, fundamentalist. Like, I understand you're coming, right? You're coming from a really good place, but they're not going to get that. There's nuance here, and you can't, it doesn't come through in the personal statement. So do not write that and talk about something else. Great advice.
Do you remember what you first spoke about in your personal statement?
No. I remember my interview at UOB when I got in, like, blew me away, man. There was this one bit in the interview where
here we go.
He said, the guy on the panel said, tell me which books you're reading. Like, because they've done like all the medical bits, and now it's just like,
tell me about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, well, I'm reading this book. It's called The Art of Strategy, Alexander the Great. And then the guy goes on the panel. He's like, well, Alexander the Great is actually my distant relative. He's like, I'm related to them. And then I said, well, then you should just let me in right now. Just said that.
Yes, man did the Jordan Belfort, put my tuck on the table. Yeah.
Right? Put his hand out, like acknowledged the banter and the humor. I was like, yeah, I like what you did there. And I always remember that point because I always say to people, like, to people who want to do medicine, it's, to be in that position to have the interview, you have to be clever. This isn't about being clever. Like, I had the 10 A stars, whatever. That wasn't about
wit
this was,
and personality.
Can you hold a conversation, right? Can you hold a conversation? That's literally it. And can you debate and critically think and all that kind of stuff? And that's literally all it was. And so I tell people, you've got to, exactly, wit is, it's such a, I don't know, I want to be a bit biased and say it's a very British thing. I think we do it quite well.
Yeah, fair.
I digress. Bins. Then I love taking things to bins. I love empty bins. I love cleaning in general, right? I've got that definitely from Dad. Here's the additional part now. Now, I don't know if you have this, but I said this to, what day is it today, Indy?
Tuesday. I wish it was Wednesday.
I said this to someone recently and they didn't agree, another male person, because I thought this is a male trait, but maybe it's not. When there are contractors at the house who've come to do work, like other men, right? So recently we had the gate serviced, or it might be like the boiler's being serviced, or something's been fixed. I really like to watch and like have conversation and get involved. I find like I had Akam when the gate guy came, but what I did is I was watching on the CCTV and I was like, oh, how's he doing that? Like, oh, yeah, okay.
No, you're fucking spying on him, mate. That's what you're doing.
No, he's been doing it for years. Like, I know he does a good job. I don't care. Like,
yeah, but he's still spying on him.
No, he's not spying. Fine. Maybe it's not on the camera, but when guys come, I just genuinely really find it interesting.
Do you know what they're thinking? Oh, this fucking tosser thinks I can't do my job. That's what he's thinking.
But what I'm saying is, like, for example, our handyman Mario is like pretty much family man.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying to you is, from their perspective, they're thinking,
No.
Desi banda been told by his dad to come and stand and watch me the whole time. Make sure I do a good job, so I don't do any fucking chore, right? That's what they're thinking. Okay.
Maybe they thought that the first couple of times, but now, like I said, we're on these are people I know. For example, like Raj, we're trying to get for you. Like me and him will go into deep conversation, and his family actually think that I create jobs as a ruse so that we can have like deep conversation. That the work is just like a secondary thing.
So wise thing to think.
Like part of that is definitely true. Do you find that? Do you enjoy when other men contractors come to do work?
No, I want to leave him to it, but I just do the job, bro. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Now
so, yeah,
I'm a different man because I'm like, if I'm getting you in to do something and I might try and do it again in the future. So let's say if I have a recurring problem with a toilet plumbing issue that needs to happen, that happened in the flat a few times, I'll watch what the guy did. So the next time that happens, I can fix it.
You watched what your father-in-law did?
No, I didn't. No.
Did.
I watched what Dad did,
everything.
where he made it worse. Okay.
Sorry? Do you want to retract that statement?
No, actually, Dad didn't make it worse. He fixed it temporarily.
There we go.
But it wasn't a fix because it came back immediately. So, and it actually came back, the drip on the side came back worse, I'm sure. I could be making that up. I'm sure my wife will definitely correct me.
Dry privilege is now gone?
There is no dry privilege with me.
There is no dry privilege.
So then we had one plumber come. He didn't know what he was doing. He just basically bloody said, I need to get the part. And then he said, oh yeah, I can't get it. And I said, okay, are you going to come back soon? He didn't say anything. And then he just gave up. I thought, all right, cool. Called another guy, but you have to go through a big company to get that guy because he's a contractor for them. You pay the big fee and then you get his personal details and he gives you his standard fee. But the guy came and said, look, I can change this bit or I can change the whole thing. And he changed the whole thing. But then it came back again and it turns out the little thing needed changing. So that's why I watched what he did so I could do that next time.
And then we thought, too many problems, let's just buy a house.
Absolutely.
That was it. And that was the tipping point, wasn't it?
That was the moment I knew I wanted more of this pain. That was exactly it. I thought, sign me up for some more till death debt. Thank you.
Mortgage. That is the definition of mortgage, isn't it? So those are my confessions. I like cleaning. I like doing things to bins and dismantling boxes.
So what did she give you? Did she give you anything special?
Why would she give you something special?
So what was the payoff with this whole story?
Nothing. That was my confession. She realized I like going to the bins. That's it.
You've spent 20 minutes to tell me at the end of this, I like cleaning.
Yeah, but not just cleaning. Like cleaning could be dusting or tidying, like specifically the bins. Now, recently, oh my God. Now you said you don't like the whole, the Amazon box thing. But you know when you get like a really big box and it's a challenge and then I have to get the Stanley out, I have to dissect it and think about, well, how's this going to go in the bin? Where do I need to make the cuts? Challenging, bro. Challenge.
I'm actually in awe that you've milked 20 minutes out of the statement. I like bins and I like cleaning. That is a basic statement.
the nature of our podcast.
You filibustered the fuck out of that.
Indeed. The nature of our podcast now is that we have dedicated fans. We have some of the attributes, I'd say, of Joe Rogan, which means actually it doesn't matter what we talk about now. People just enjoy the
JSK,
storytelling.
you better calm down with that, man.
JSK?
Yeah, just got it. See? Giving you
okay, JSK is like Jagjit Singh Khera. I was like,
it is. That's why I said it. I had a thought in my head. I was like, but if I say that, it could apply to Karan. It's just Karan, you know?
Oh, okay. No one ever calls me that.
Well, I'm making it a thing. JSK.
People call me JK. Some people call me JK.
I won't go that far. JSK is better.
Bobby Chacha calls me JK.
It's your first name. JSK. It's just shortened.
Yeah. Okay, bro.
Just
what the?
Yeah.
It's not catching on.
Just Karan. There you go.
Okay, bro. Yeah, I like a challenge. You know, when you really got to dismantle something, give me that Stanley. I'll take it down.
Tremendous.
I'll get you to do something next time. You'll see.
I'm good, bro.
No. It's not a question. It's going to be a video. We'll do a story of it.
Can we do the things that I've suggested to you first?
Oh, sorry. You want to smash my face in a bowl full of pani?
No. Don't get spoilers. Don't get spoilers.
Don't
get spoilers.
Fine.
Don't get spoilers. All right.
Exactly.
I proposed a few things to you and you just don't say anything. And I was like, all right. So should I stop with my creativity then?
I'm game. It's all good.
Fantastic. We're doing that this weekend.
We'll do the pod first and we'll see.
Okay. Deal.
Remember, we're gonna have.
Yeah. Don't tell the audience. Let them see.
I just said we're going to have fill in the blank.
Exactly. Well, Gurdon coughs up his fourth lung of the day. I have a story and a half for you. So he's coughing again. Fantastic. Thank you, mate. Ever since I've known my wife, since 2012, she has had problems with her phones. I mean, every phone. She had a BlackBerry when I first met her. That BlackBerry stopped working on her for 3 days. Managed to come back to life. And she takes pride with the fact that she resurrected the phone. And I said, That's nothing to be proud of. Buy a new phone. She's like, no, it's fine. I fixed it. I said, you didn't do anything. You just turned it off and turned it on again for a long time. That's all you did, right?
CPR'd
Since
it.
then, she has prided herself on the fact that she can milk every last percentage out of every phone. She has continued to do this.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear, well, God and coughs up a lung, yeah.
Just to be clear, at any point does she replace the battery on the phone or not?
I think back then it wasn't even a battery issue, it was a CPU issue because she had it for so long. And this is when Blackberries were slowly being deprecated.
Yeah.
Right, so you couldn't get like another one. Anyway, so she moves on to Samsung. Samsung, I think it's like a S5 or something, S6. Same problem, battery going very fast, dies, wouldn't keep a charge longer. Ever since I've known this woman, she goes around everywhere with a charging thought on her. And I'm thinking, it's 2024. Why are you still doing this? She'll get in the Guddy with me. She'll be like, I need to charge my phone. She'll go to bed at night like, I need to charge my phone. I said, your phone's at 60%. She's like, it's not going to last the night. And I'm thinking, please.
But most people charge it overnight, no? Isn't that your normal protocol?
You don't need to now with new phones. You can charge it in the day and it'll hold charge overnight. It's cool.
Do you not charge it overnight?
No, I stopped doing that a long time ago. I only do it if my battery's really low. Then I have to do it. And then you turn on optimized charging and it charges slowly.
Okay.
So she had her S6 or S5 or whatever it was. That died. She finally buys a Samsung S20. The S20 she's had for 3.5 years.
Sorry, it went from 6 to 20. Is that the...
Something like that, yeah.
Right.
This phone she's had for 3.5 years. And I've hated this phone with a passion because it has problems all the time. For example, she'll say, I'm answering calls, but I can't hear the other person. Let me just turn the phone on and off again. Oh, it's working now.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, great.
Okay.
It's working now, but it's clearly the sign of a problem that's going to be there for a while. Or it won't hold charge for more than 4 or 5 hours. Bear in mind, she only used her phone to call people and send messages. No YouTube browsing, none of that. It's just basics, and it won't even hold charge.
So basic phone, but she's having to use so many workarounds is your issue.
Correct. Then she finally bottomed out big time, okay? Her phone finally stopped working when I would call her and she couldn't hear me, which is great because it's like, okay, the basic part of a phone is to answer a phone call. If you cannot answer a phone call...
The only function, yeah.
If your phone cannot accept and take phone calls and hold signal, it's not a phone.
Classified.
It's a glorified tablet. That's it. That's all you've got in your hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So she finally understands she needs to buy a new phone. Great news. Great news. Yeah. But now she's panicking that she can't pick up and answer calls. It's the weekend. She wants to have a phone ready for work for Monday. Fine. We go to Stratford to go and get this checked out. She goes to Vodafone. The guy at Vodafone says, go upstairs to Samsung. You'll find a better deal. We can't do much for you here. It's probably better to buy the phone outright. Okay. No worries. Go up to Samsung. Find a guy there. The guy starts the conversation by like, what's the problem with the phone, etc. Starts taking us through it, and then he keeps looking at me. And he's like, I swear I recognize you, bro.
Lover.
And I was like, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Podcast maybe, yeah? TikTok, Instagram? He's like, I don't know, man. You look bare familiar, you know? And I was like, okay.
Lover.
Then eventually,
OnlyFans.
Gets his own phone out. And he's like, what's the name? And I was like, Indy Intangibles. He's like, yeah, you boys. But he's gassing this up. And he's like, been following us, which is funny. And then he hit
He's
the
not
follow button.
following. He's not
Like,
following
right.
us.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. Then he followed. And I was like, yeah, you boys. I was bare. I was asleep to you lot, man. I was like, thanks, bro. And then I said, well, you'll be doing me a big favor if you can sort my wife's phone out. And he thought I said, if you can sort out my phone's Wi-Fi out. And he's like, what's wrong with your phone? I said, no, my wife's phone out. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. So he's jumping through her phone now. He's trying to help her out. And people with Samsung are incentivized to give you the upsell of the phone or to buy it on the day because they get commission, right?
Yeah, fine.
And when we told him that Sanj has, she works for the NHS, so she gets discount through blue light card, so you can get discount codes, you can get different things. He said it's cheaper to buy it online. And what he said was go home and try that out. But for now, as a workaround, and he said, I know you're probably going to kill me, bro, because I was celebrating over the fact she was going to buy a new phone. He said, go downstairs, go to Vodafone and get a new SIM card. that might fix your phone's problems. And I thought, why did you tell her that? You didn't need to tell her this.
Now she's not going to buy a phone. There's no incentive.
It could have just been between me and you, but now you told us this. Damn you. The guy's name's Fahim. Shout out to him. Really nice guy. Very helpful banda. So safe, bro. Appreciate it. Go downstairs to Samsung. To Vodafone. The guy could not be less arsed in Vodafone. They're all having a jolly, man. They're just fully chilling, doing absolutely sweet nothing, talking to each other, doing things slowly. I was like, acha. Lots of urgency here. Thank you. Throws along the SIM card. He says, yeah, try it in 2 hours, yeah? It should work. 6 hours go by and nothing. Sanj's new SIM card isn't working. So we have to swap it back, put her old one in. And she's like, oh my God, Indy, call me. I called her, the phone starts working again. And I lost my fucking mind. Because she said, now I've got a workaround. The workaround is I take out the SIM card, I put in the new SIM card, I leave that in, then I can eject the new SIM card and I can put the old one back in, and it's like a factory reset. And I thought,
she's trolling you. She's clearly trolling you.
No, bro, she's being deadly serious because she just thinks I can milk more out. This phone has more juice. I can squeeze it a bit more. And I'm thinking, Sanj, just buy any fucking phone. It won't even hold juice.
Right. Can I ask a question here? 2 questions.
Yes.
One is, why is she opposed to Apple?
Because she just doesn't like Apple, period.
Why?
You know what? You ask her. I think she doesn't like Apple because she's always been an Android Samsung girl.
Yeah, but I think most people start there, especially
I think she also thinks Apple is very expensive, which is true. It is.
But once you buy it, you keep it.
You can say that for any phone. You can say that for any phone. You buy it, you keep it, right?
You can. But ease of use, quality, I don't know. As in, why do we like Apple? Outside the editing purposes.
I mean, mine's cross compatibility with all my devices now. I'm at Apple Hall.
Yeah, definitely a Hall. All right.
I have iPad. I have the iPad, the Beats. I have the AirPods. I have the Mac. I have the phone. I have everything, basically. The only thing missing is the Oculus now and the watch. That's it.
Oculus, you got Pencil, you got Apple TV. You don't have these things, bro.
Bloody hell. Yeah, could do.
Right. Second question is, I just want to make a point here. The watch Sanj is displaying here is not frugality. Okay, I want to make that very clear.
Isn't it? I thought it was.
This is not being frugal.
So what's
this situation? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not saying anything, but she's my phone. When you got that many levels of workarounds, it's not frugality is what I'm saying. You can infer whatever you want.
Inefficient.
You can infer whatever you want from that statement, but it's not frugality.
It is now at the point where you are thinking, why have I even got a device? It ain't doing anything for me. What's the point? So next day she wakes up, she says, all right, fine, I'll buy a new phone. No, sorry, her friends came that evening. I told her friends about it. They pressured her as well to buy a new phone.
Yes, lad. You get them in there.
Mate, I had to get everyone on board. I was like, I need more peer pressure.
Mutiny, God.
I was like, more peer pressure, right? Next day I called my brother, more peer pressure. I was like, she's going to buy a new phone.
Wait. Oh my God. Okay, guys, to give you context here, this is, oh God, you unleashed the bell.
I did unleash the bell.
If you don't know Val and Indy doesn't like you and he gets Val to call you, I think in a 45-minute conversation, you might get in 5 words. Because Bao will take you down. People talk about rabbit holes. He takes you to the core of the earth. He will go deep, drill. So if you're getting Bao to convince Sanj, this is like, right, you've seen all of the American Office, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know that guy who comes in to play the boss who's in Blacklist? James something.
No.
Really famous actor. Robert California?
Yeah, Robert California. I know.
Really eccentric, yeah? And then there's one episode where he convinces the owner to make him the owner or some shit like that. Bal is one of those guys where he could, I don't know, speak to us.
No. Bao is so convincing. He could convince you the sky is red. He could convince you. He's that level, right? He will go the whole day convincing you it's red. And you'll
Yeah,
believe
and
me.
he's one of the statements like, so actually, if you think about it, it's actually this. What do you think? Do you agree with that statement? Yeah, I agree. It's that kind of phrasing. That pow, geez. So yeah,
So I
secret weapon.
activated the Bao. Bao goes
Right.
through this next step of research to find her a better phone, and he said, "Look, get the S24 Plus or whatever, or the highest spec one, bigger battery." Yeah. And Sanj is looking at it saying, "Oh, but I don't like the phone; it's too big." And I thought, well, let me get the tape measure. I got the tape measure, measured it against my phone. I said, it's bigger by this much. She said, no, it's too big. So at the end of it all, I went to the toilet, came downstairs. She messaged me saying, I don't like big phones. I come downstairs and she checked out in the S24 standard. I said, you know what? I don't care. Win's a win. You bought a new phone.
New phone?
That's it. It's exactly the same as the S20. There is no difference. It looks the same functionality. Yeah.
What do they say? What's the average lifespan of a phone?
2 years.
Is it really? That's it?
Yeah. And when she was looking at new contracts, they're now trying to swindle you three-year contracts. I'm like, no one buy a 3-year contract. Don't do it. Do not do it. Because every phone dies after 2.
Oh, you mean a contract where it's phone and SIM?
Yes, 3-year contracts now. I'm like, no, that's too much, man.
I don't think I've had one 10 years now. It's have the phone, have the SIM only. Yeah. I don't know, Apple phones. I mean, I had an iPhone 7, 5 years. It was fine. There's no issue.
Congratulations.
Yeah. MacBook's going strong as well. I guess it does depend on what you're doing with it. But
Your
it sounds
MacBook
like
isn't going strong. It's struggling.
For what I need to do is fine. If you had to do what you were doing, you had to upgrade your editing, different thing. But if you're saying that Sanj has to make calls and texts, then surely it should last longer than 3 years, no?
I don't think Samsungs are built to last that. To be fair, no phones are built to last very long. They're just not. Same way how you had to change the battery in Shindy's phone, right? It's the same thing.
But it's still cheaper than buying a new phone.
It is, but when you change the battery in some phones, like I did on mine, it can completely die. And then you have to, if your phone does that, it doesn't switch back on, you're fucked basically. So when I did it through Apple, they gave me a new device for £100. I'll take that.
Yeah, that's fair. I went to a guy and he was like, listen, I can do it, but it's not Apple, which means your phone's not going to recognize it. So you won't get that kind of, the battery graph.
Yeah.
He goes, are you okay with that? And it won't recognize it as well. I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's all good. I was like, because Shindy's phone needs to go at some point anyway. She's on a 8 or something. She's holding on to that button, man. The home button.
Why does she want the button that badly?
Yeah, but the thing is, she's because she uses my phone, she knows how to navigate now with the swipe.
Then use it. Confusion. Okay. Anyway.
Anywho.
She bought a new phone. I'm very happy. And the bane of my marriage has now disappeared. So I'm a happy Munda. Very happy.
What happened to the old? Where's the old phone now?
Yeah, she had to trade it in.
Get in. She's gone. Physically, it's gone.
It's gone. Get in. It's gone. She was so upset sending it back. And I thought, this piece of shit's gone now. I'm happy.
This piece of shit's gone. Don't talk about your wife like that, man.
Just the phone. My God. Put the goshi down, right? Good Lord. Good Lord.
It's another indie phrase, guys. When you come to the live show, I'm going to get some cards printed and you can hold them up on Indy says as key phrases.
A list of Indyisms.
Yeah. The Indy Intangibles. Yes.
Oh, double I's. I squared.
I squared.
Indy Intangibles. Yeah. Intangibles with Indy.
Let me share something with you, which I saw yesterday, which I thought was actually like worthy of me copying the clip so I could watch it later. If you have any number that ends in a 5, there's a really easy way of squaring the number. For example, so try this. Get your phone ready on the calculator, right? See if I can remember it and do it live on the podcast. So 25 squared, okay? That's what we're going to do. So 25 times 25. So 2 add 1 is 3. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And then 3 times 2 is 6. And then 5 squared 25, 625. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I saw this guy do it and I was like,
what did you just do? I don't get it.
Yeah. All right. So 25 squared, right? So you take the first number, which is the 2, add 1. That's 3. Then do 2 times 3. That gives you the 6. Then to get the 25, it's just the second part of the 25. So the 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. 6, and then the 25, 625.
This is how Carol Waterman does her thing, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah. But I was like, wow.
So that skill really changed your day-to-day life, didn't it?
It didn't, but it was like, because I thought back to math lessons and how, you struggle to do sometimes long multiplication and this. And I was like, that might be useful to come in the future. But I was like, I guess what it was for me, there was like, we got taught stuff in school, but it might not, but there are so many different ways and hacks and efficient things to do.
There are now. There's loads of online tutorials to teach you different ways of doing things.
Yeah. And I think that's great. And I was just like, wow. It's one of those, when you're scrolling and first 5 seconds.
Boring, and you thought, let me save that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, hello.
Your save things and my save things are very different things.
Yeah. I mean, but you live in memes, isn't it?
I save memes. I save topics for the podcast.
Yeah.
I save receipts to go back to refer to one day. Like, that's what I do.
Receipts? What do you mean receipts?
So when someone says something stupid, like a really bad take on football.
Yeah. Oh, receipts like that? I think meant physical receipts.
No, like I'll save that. I'll be like, this is going to age like milk.
Yeah. Okay, you're doing the whole. You're going to be like, you're like Gary V, man. I said this. I'm like, 20 years ago.
That clip where he says that, that lives rent free in my head. Where he says WhatsApp was stolen for X amount, and he said, I replied to every message when it was said it was sold for this much, and I replied, "What now, bitch?" And I did it by hand for every single person, and I thought, that's the level of pettiness I strive to. I strive for that.
From a marketing perspective, where is Gary Vee gone?
He's still there.
Why is he less relevant? Or is it just that we find him less relevant? What do you think?
I think we find him less relevant. I think he's still big.
Still quite mainstream?
Still mainstream. I just don't think that people like us really need him anymore because we're out there doing the content. He's trying to get people kick-started into content.
So we've evolved a little bit.
We surpassed the need for him. That's
so we're down. Yeah. Okay, it might be that then. Yeah. Fair take.
Right, we'll round out with a quick what's happening. Thank you for clearing the mic into my ear. Tell the people what's been happening, Karan.
So much. I feel, since we had the humbling experience of surpassing 20,000 followers on my favorite platform, Instagram, not your favorite platform, Mr. TikTok over there.
It's all about you, innit?
All about IG. In the reelgram. We seem to have hit a bit of nice momentum. The quality of the content is good. There's appreciation. There's recognition. There's, I'd say, collaboration is happening on an easier scale, let's say. I think when we look back at when we started, and maybe it was hard to position yourself and to have an authority, right? Whereas actually now, because we have not only the following, but if somebody actually peruses through our content, and we have had good quality, high quality guests who come on who will say, guys, I look at your content and people are very engaged. It's not that you get just getting the numbers, you're getting this many comments or likes or whatever. And so I think when people look at, should we come on this person's podcast or should we be brought on? So obviously the things we're going to talk about now, for example, BBC London, that was huge. I thought about it after how, that was, on obviously the show, I said a few Punjabi words and we translated or whatever, but that was mainstream radio. That was very big. You're going to share something before. We got to see LeBron James. Like, wow, LeBron James. Steph Curry wasn't that good, but LeBron James, man, doing his thing. So close, almost courtside seats. Getting recognized at the NBA game.
Can we talk about the seats, please? And we can let the crowds, we can let the comments decide this dispute that me and you are having, okay?
Yeah, go on. Go.
Right. The seat numbers were BB.
The row number. The row number.
The row number was BB. When you go to seats, I think it goes double digits, single digits. Because you're high up. So the lower down you go, that makes sense.
See, I don't know, because I've been to a lot of events in Birmingham where they also have this double system, including the badminton or Arjit Singh.
I don't know, bro. So
yeah, so for me, then at these events, there's no separation.
What you're saying is you've been at the front many times. I haven't. Okay, so that for me was like, whoa.
Whoa,
So
bro,
when I showed the guy the ticket,
don't make
when I
it
showed
about
the guy the
that.
ticket, yeah,
It's so funny when you show the
you
guy
pretty
ticket.
much alluded to it there, saying, "Yeah, I've been to many events in Birmingham, and they have the same system, and I've had many double-seated numbers, some at the front." Okay.
No, but where in there did I say it was at the front? It could be double
But
seated, and
you
I know
just
where the
said
front
it.
and the back is.
You practically alluded. It's fine. Don't worry. I remember seeing the lines. Okay. I'm not jealous. I'm just trying to say it's a
No,
lack
I know
of
you're not. I
experience
know
on my
you're not
behalf.
jealous, but you're making me sound like some entitled prick in it. I think that's the point. Do you know that comment when we did the pod with the Cloud Boys, and there's somebody comment like, "Yeah, you guys all talk about investment properties. I think you're quite privileged, all of you." And when they're like, "Yeah, mortgage is a bit high now. Making the rental income a bit hard. Yeah, yeah."
It's got a good point.
When he first said it, I thought he was on about his own property that he lives in. And I was
Oh,
like,
right. Okay.
yeah, which is fair. That's cost of living, right? But then he was like, I was like, buy to let. He's like, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a completely different
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So anyway, BB, low
So we're
down
going
towards the
down.
bottom.
We're
And the
going
guy
down.
said
We're
it's
going
towards the
down.
bottom. And I'm like, I get to like C. And I'm thinking,
And the guy's gone now, right? So he's left.
no,
us
he
'cause
isn't
then
gone.
like,
He's followed us down.
No. Yeah, but he's there, but we're not necessarily aware that he's there. And then you're like,
I'm like, nah, it's not here. Turn around. Go
far.
back, bro. Go back.
Yeah. And then?
And then he said, no, it's here. And I was like, nah.
No, further down.
And then it kept going down. And I was like, nah.
No, I can touch the players. Steve Kerr.
It was like BB.
He's
And I was
right
like,
there.
fuck off, BB. Keys. And then we sit down and the guy behind says, yo, your podcast. I was like, shout out, bro. Thank you. Cheers. And you saw it all. You saw all the warm-ups. You saw people chilling, having a good time. You saw how much of a show it is, how exciting it is.
I thought it was interesting because I'm like, we're in the UK, but it's basketball. Is it going to like cross over, right? And wow, like they just put it on heavy, man. What I say is interesting is now, because I had that experience with you, and now I'm watching the Olympics and I'm watching the USA games. Actually, the game I was watching today, Spain, Greece, good game, man. Tight game. I actually enjoy watching basketball now. It's very different to watching it, like with most sports, to be honest, live versus on TV.
I feel like I'm the one who's shown you the way in sport. Like I showed you an F1 race and you were like, oh, I could get into this. And then I showed you the basketball when you came over that one night where it was raining 3-pointers in the fourth quarter and you were like, whoa. Yeah, and I was there losing my shit. Like, oh my God, this is unbelievable.
What I would say is that I've had this, I remember having this conversation with Ali Abdul. And we talked about how you obviously have limited time in life, therefore you can't be great at everything, but you choose things you're great at, and then there's some things you should decide, I'm going to be good at it, but I know I won't be great at it. And I've actually come to the same conclusion with regards to sport. It's like for football, for example, right? I don't watch Premier League. I'm not going to watch the games day in, day out, but I really enjoy the Euros, the World, Champions League, maybe Premier League title race, something like that. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Basketball, I'm not going to watch everything. I'm not watching the playoffs, but I may watch when it comes to the, what do you call just finals, isn't it?
The finals,
you call it finals. Yeah, so I might watch the finals. Or I might watch this or whatever, and I'm okay with that.
It's fine. You're a casual. It's cool.
Exactly. That's the term. Yeah, I'm a casual. But like the thing, remember I was asking you when we get into arena, like, are you going to have headsets for commentary? Because a lot of sports I go to, they have live headsets. But the commentary, because I'm watching it now, is like so, whoa, like extra. Oh, but here's the thing. At the game, obviously didn't have the commentary, but I had Indy. And so guys, if you don't listen, if you've not seen basketball, like you're going to be like, okay, even if you haven't watched basketball, you probably know you've grown up with Space Jam. So you're like, okay, if there's a slam dunk, obviously you're going to cheer, or like a 3-point shot, or Steph Curry doing something thingy. Indy gets like the most, forget that, like LeBron James doing this and passes and layups.
Over 9,000. That's me.
No, blocks. When somebody does a block and gets taken out, Indy's like, oh!
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's all right. He's blocked the ball, man. He's like, nah, but you see the way he did it. And I was like, okay. But now I'm watching the commentary and I'm like, they're exactly the same as Indy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Over the top.
It's a whole different experience. But like, you know what it was? I couldn't appreciate the value of that.
When I showed
stopping the play.
When I showed you that commentator who said bang
at
the end of that shot,
bang.
you understand the significance of how emphatic the commentary can be. Yeah. So that's what lives within me when I go to a basketball game. It's great. It's great.
And basketball is a very, very physical game, man. Like, again, when you see it live, and we were very close to LeBron and all these guys.
When you saw the flipping size of Joel Embiid's lot, you're like, that's the size of me. I was like, yeah.
Forget that. Steph,
Yeah.
I keep saying Steph Curry, who's 6'3", looked like a little Nyana.
Yeah.
Like he looked like Kevin Hart. Right. And
In a land of giants.
Yeah, land of giants. Like next to Shaq, like, or next to the Rock or whatever. And it's a very physical game. They're up in your space. What I really, really enjoyed, because again, you know, I've seen films like Coach Carter, and in Coach Carter, like, you know, when they have the board and they're talking about the plays and stuff, I'm like, but to actually see a worked play, like, there's one.
If you look back at our story, the one I
yeah.
posted, was actually a play.
The layup one,
With the layup.
You know what I liked
Steph.
about that? Because I saw another warm-up game where it's the same play, but in that one, Steph stays outside the 3-point and just shoots a 3.
Yeah,
this one, he went to the basket.
Essentially, it's a play for Steph Curry to do what he wants.
And
he has to make
around.
the choice to go around, come back, do his thing, giving his defender havoc. It's a play for him.
Yeah. Exactly that. But to see it happen is poetry, man. I was like, that is just phenomenal. Definitely down to go to more basketball games. Yeah, sounds cool, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was sensational. The next day we went to go see Sunny and Shay. Shay ran the show on her own because Sunny is off indefinitely because their mum is she's sick at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, she is running a great show on BBC London. That is from, I think it's
2 till 6.
2 till 6. Yeah, 2 till 6. We were on at 2:30 and we were on like at 2:40. We're like, oh, okay. We thought it was 3. So that was nice. Really nice for her to have us on. If you want to check out our link tree. It's all there. The link to her show, the timestamp you got to listen from. It will all be there. If you can't find that, go to our Instagram profile, click on the link. It will be there. So give it a listen. Shout out to Sunny and Shay. That was a big moment for me because I used to watch them at school. Sorry, at uni, on The Family. And then to be interviewed by them was massive. I never thought that would happen in this lifetime. So there you go. Weird how things happen, man.
Networking, man. Networking is it's a very real thing, and we're in a beautiful space where we get to do cool things, you know. And I think sometimes, guys, when you look at the stories, you know, one thing I often get asked, Indy, is, "Are you always with Indy?" This is what I get asked, right? And it's like, do you not have a kid? Like, does Indy mind? And I'm like, okay, what you're seeing is like a hyper focus. Like, if I see Indy, we do like 20 things. It's like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, there's a lot done. Yeah,
that's what it is. So every time we get together, it's like, you got how many things you want to record? Right?
Yeah.
This pipe man after the basketball match and cheering for all the blocks, like, do you want to go home and do a live? And I was like, nope.
Wow, that's how I knew you were tired.
Yeah, because I never say no to a live. I want to go on the live, and then
you love the chat mode. You're like, listen, if Indy wasn't there, I'll go live on my own. All right.
Yeah, maybe.
But we have an unwritten rule, me and you, which is like, yeah, we only go live when both of us are together.
Yeah, and Indy's number one rule is a time limit. Okay, guys, only going to be here 10 minutes. And then I'm going to go. I don't know why I got Canadian accent.
And when someone says it's been 10 minutes, I'm like, thank you for the reminder, bye. And they're like, oh, it's only 10 minutes, haha. I'm like, no, you reminded me, I'm going now, bye.
And he means it.
You ruined the fun for everyone. I'm taking my football home, okay?
Yeah, you're that guy. Mom said.
I'm going home. It's my ball. Goodbye.
You seen Scary Movie, the original?
Yes.
You know Dewey?
Maybe.
Who ends up being the killer, like, he pretends to be like thick. So me and my cousin Badam, Masi Ramunda, Chad's brother, we have this phrase whenever we see each other. There's a line there where he's like, Mom says, when I wear this badge, I'm a man of the law. I just told it now, sorry.
Okay, I don't know what the point of that story was.
There's no point. I just want to shout.
Thank you so much for that at the end.
Mom says.
And completely killing our retention rate of everybody there who was sitting there waiting for us. Thank you.
Oh, yo, hold that position. Go back to that position again.
What position?
Go open your arm like that. No, the other one. Bring it in slowly. No, keep it bent at the elbow. No. So down on the table.
Yeah.
And then bring it in. No, not fully straight, like bent. And then bring it in slowly. No, don't lift it up. Just bring it in.
Oh my
like
God,
that.
what am I doing wrong?
No, nothing wrong. Your forearm looks there. Your forearm looks so hench. It's like a
Yeah, but that's
Popeye or
because it's
something.
close to the camera.
Yeah. I was just but I caught it at one angle. I was like, bro, like it's like coming out of it's like joining into your bicep. Guys, go look at it.
Don't admire my thingy, please. I need to check if I need to give shout outs. Right, shout out Sanjeev Singh. When I put up a story saying best view places for mum's birthday, the guy said go and have the Langar at Scunthorpe Gurdwara. And I thought that is a very good quote. So I'll give you a shout out for that, bro. And obviously Fahim and Samsung. Thank you for that, bro. That's it. That's the end of this episode. It's extra long. I hope you guys enjoyed. We had a lot to talk
my
about.
wife is extra angry, so yeah, thank you, bye.
Lelo, fantastic. People, hit a like
Great
on the
work,
way
Indy.
out.
Yeah, okay.
Much love. See you
Lovely.
soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our episodes here and don't forget to subscribe here. We'll see you guys on the next one.